Marie, have to say, no one expected it. Why did you do it, and why did you do it now?
Good morning, thank you. We upgraded India's sovereign rating to Baa2 with a stable outlook from Baa3 with positive outlook, really based on a range of factors that combine that really point to these reforms that are being implemented, that are currently still at the design stage, but that we think that over time will strengthen India's economy, will strengthen its growth potential further, and that in turn, with sustained high growth, will allow the government's debt burden to decline gradually. So overall, we think that combination of economic strength and of relatively stable and gradually declining government debt is consistent with a Baa2 rating.
A decision based on something that's still roughly on paper, as you mentioned. I mean, there were concerns over the government's ability to execute a lot of these plans. Were you not concerned that they might not be able to put in place a lot of these things that they promised?
So we really take into account what is being announced and what we think the implications of really the various reforms and measures will be over time. And we do recognize that some of these reforms and measures are complex and are facing really implementation challenges. We are seeing some of that right now with the implementation with demonetization and then GST. We have taken that on board and revised our GDP growth forecast for this year down to 6.7%. We have also an estimate of the budget deficit for this year for the general government at 6.5% to reflect really some of the challenges in pursuing fiscal consolidation. But over time, on the whole, we think that combination of measures, be it the increasing formalization of the economy, be it the increased foreign direct investment in India, the very much anchored inflation stability that the move towards flexible inflation targeting brings, will combine to strengthen the economy's shock absorption capacity and stabilize the government debt.
What would trigger then Moody's, just in case, and this is a theoretical question, what would trigger Moody's to downgrade the sovereign rating? What would make you reverse it?
So we have a stable outlook on that rating at Baa2, and with that we communicate that we do not foresee rating changes in the foreseeable future. There are both upside and downside risks to the credit profile. What could potentially weigh on the credit profile will be negative surprises on the fiscal consolidation side. As we discussed, a lot of the measures or the impact of the measures are still in the pipeline. The broadening of the tax base that the government is trying to achieve is in the future. And we could be surprised that these measures are less effective than we currently think. That would weigh on a credit profile. Conversely, we could be surprised on the upside, and we could see a faster fiscal consolidation than we currently expect, and that would put upward pressure on that credit profile. But overall, it's a pretty balanced picture.
And I mean, there are lots of things in flux in India, lots of different reforms. Which specific reform would you say that Narendra Modi put in place would you say triggered your decision to upgrade the country's sovereign rating?
It is very much, as you said, there are a lot of measures and reforms, and it is very much the combination of these measures and reforms. There are measures addressed at broadening the tax base, GST, direct benefit transfers, demonetization maybe. There are measures addressed at improving the business environment. We've seen some improvements in doing business rankings for India. Foreign direct investment has improved significantly. There are plans to formalize the fiscal framework that will be positive. It is that combination.